Welcome to Circular Momentum Podcast, brought to you by CL2V. In the episode today, we're going to talk about circular economy in the hospitality sector in Vietnam. I'm Andrea Tretti, I will be your host today. I'm very pleased to have here our two new guests, Ms. Huyen, Mr. Duc. Thank you very much for joining me. Can you introduce yourself for our audience?
Hi everyone, I'm Huyen Luong, co-founder and CEO of EcoSolution.
Hi everyone, I'm Duc Bui, currently General Manager of Amanaki Hotels.
Mr. Duc, Amanaki Boutique Hotels is a very well-known example in this industry, in hospitality, for the application of sustainable practices. We would like to really hear from you firsthand what's your vision, what's your experience, the learnings that brought you to this path. Can you share with us a little bit what's your vision first that made you decide not only to enter in this business, in opening up this beautiful hotel we are here today, but especially focusing on a sustainable offer since you plan Amanaki Boutique Hotels?
Thank you so much for your questions. So, allow me to share a little bit of my journey. I started to work in the hospitality industry for over 10 years, but only recently, for the past 3 or 4 years, I decided to follow and to focus on the three main attributes of the businesses, that including focuses on the people, focuses on the culture, and focuses on sustainable practices. And the vision and the mission for Amanaki is really to hopefully contribute to raising the awareness of sustainable practices as well as circular economy to the tourism industry of Vietnam.
And what give you this goal towards this direction?
So I read a report by the World Economic Forums regarding the competitiveness of tourism in different countries all over the world. So they did a survey and they ranked 155 countries in the world from different aspects such as infrastructure and the environment or the government prioritization for tourism. Vietnam came out quite strong in terms of nature, a lot of beautiful spots,
We know that.
a lot of attractions, diverse culture, diverse culinary, and the people's really, welcoming and friendly.
So we have a lot of potential.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. But the downside is rank 121 out of 155 countries. They feel it's low on sustainable practices. So
Not to be very proud of.
not very proud of. It seems like nature have gave us a lot of resources, abundant resources, but we do not protect it. So that was one of the really driving force that made me really want to focus on the sustainable practices.
Very interested to hear some practical example because we hear a lot talking about sustainability, circular economy, a lot of very nice terms, but not always people really understand what does it mean in real life. Maybe, Chi Huyen, we can talk a little bit about your path. I read that you really changed your career quite a lot before founding EcoSolutions. So I would like to hear from you. What was your journey? What is your vision towards sustainability?
Thank you very much for your interesting question and also listen to the sharing from Duc. Actually, my story started also when I was born in the north of Vietnam, where all the mountains, all the wind environment around us. But then when I studied in Hanoi, and for me that I was born inside the army compound. I always want to go out of that to reach out things outside the box. So when I had chance to go to Hanoi to study university, and right after my university that I kind of jump on the train to find a kind of like new challenge for myself to Ho Chi Minh. And lucky enough that I landed here in Ho Chi Minh in 2005. Having chance to work with international company for a while brought me to other countries to see different things happen in the world. And a lot of things I see there is a lot of activities, a lot of things they try to protect the environment. I see that it is like some the location I have been that like from the book that I read when I was in the old day. So I really like see that how they can protect that, how they can keep that long. But in Vietnam, there's everything moving so fast and everything like people try to break all the thing new and like old things and try to build new things. So like after 13 years working for that company as like a chief representative in Vietnam, my passion also like bring the new solution to Vietnam to introduce to the local people to apply and make our life or like our environment better. So I decided like 2019 I have 1 year break and I spent a lot of time attend the event. Then I met friends who really focus on how to convert all the plastic waste to become something like valuable. And then I realized that it is like food waste is the reason why that all the other waste in Vietnam not be recycled properly because we only have one bin in practical. And then it is all everything mixed up. So make everything dirty and smelly. So it's not able to recycle.
The wet waste
Yeah. And
makes the
exactly.
rest, the dry
Correct.
waste, not really easy to recycle, to
Correct.
process.
Yes. So that make me think about why don't I just find the solution, see what our neighbors like in Singapore, in Korea, in Thailand, what they are doing with food waste. So I found like some like manufacturer, they are making those machine, and I really interested in like try to find a way to promote those kind of concept in Vietnam.
Which kind of machines you're talking about?
The composting machine.
Composting machine.
Yeah. So it is very easy to, like very convenient for the people to apply easily at home or that at office or in any way food waste produce. Yeah. So I reach out to them and then try to convince them to, support me to promote those concepts into Vietnam market. And that's how my journey start. And I, like in because it's I really care about environment and also education. So I want to find a way to educate local younger generation how to start taking action in not only food waste but also other part of how to make like the environment better. Yeah, for us to live.
So not only put in practice techniques, in this case also offering up equipment
Yeah,
to solve the problem,
yeah,
but at the same time using this to educate on the importance
correct.
to do it.
Yes, yes,
Maybe it's not clear for all of us what is a composting machine. So
yeah.
very briefly, without entering, of course, in technical details, from the food waste, we put the food
Actually,
waste in a machine,
yeah.
and then
then after a few hours or like depend on technology, so you can like convert those to be compost. You can use for your plant or your garden, and then that you easy to create the closed loop circle for food waste as well.
yeah, so from food to organic fertilizer.
Yes.
Mr. Duc, maybe you are. Maybe the first question is: do you know Eco Solutions equipment? Do you also have any?
Of course. I actually I met her from looking for those equipments, and after that we spent time and we actually become friends until now.
Okay.
And then we even apply some other products into my hotel, into my businesses, which is the enzyme that can be used for daily cleaning and helping reducing odor, especially in the kitchen, in the restaurant area, as well as sometimes, and a lot of I also have hotel in District 1, which are old properties, and the wastewater facilities is not properly constructed. So we had a lot of problems with odor, with
The sewage system.
Exactly, sewage smell going from the basement and everything, and
Not very good for your customers.
and the enzyme which were derived from fruit organically, and that really helps replacing those chemical that could be even more harmful to the environment.
So not only besides the food waste treatment or odor treatment, which kind of other more practical actions that you took in your hotels related to sustainability?
Okay, so I guess we first of all we always start with the many R's. I can't say 3 or 4 or 5 now.
There's inflation of us. Every year they add
Inflation
one
of
more.
R.
Yeah.
So the first one would be reduce,
Yeah.
then reuse, and then recycle, and all that. All of that. But then I would like to share some of the practical ideas that we came up with. So, for example, let's just say in terms of plastic, we've already have a lot of new company right now collecting plastic, sort them out differently, and mold them into new products, such as chairs or tables that plastic is done, and paper has been recycled easily for such a long time, right? So it's done. In terms of fabric, then we try to select a mix between bamboo threads and cotton instead of 100% cotton. We try to replace the polyester filling of the pillows and the blankets, because traditionally, since I travel and I've been to the industry, everywhere I go, it almost is polyester filling, which is really, really harmful, not only to the users, but also to the environment. Because even when you wash it, it will release so much nanoparticle into the water stream, and then it will be back to your body.
Yeah, we listen to the problem of microplastics that we eat, especially with seafood and fish, and go back to our organism.
So I really try to replace that. I find an alternative, which is the organic cotton derived from, I don't know the English name or the scientific name of that trees, but it's in the northern region, in the northern mountain of Vietnam, and that gives out the similar texture and can be used for pillow filling and blankets.
So we are talking about reducing, or the multiple R's is
Alternative.
reducing the amount of plastic or non-recyclable material is the first action.
Yeah.
And then when we cannot avoid, try to implement internal policies to separate and recycle and regenerate. When we use these companies, they give a second life to plastic.
In terms of recycle, then I guess one of the examples that I could share with you is for the furnitures. We try to source old, I can't say the words antique, but let's say old furnitures in the 1950s or 1960s era.
Almost an ancient.
And I could also proudly say that up to 70% of the newly made furnitures, which are the beds or the cupboard in Amanaki, is from reclaimed wood from the old houses in the southern region of Vietnam.
Mr. Duc, we were talking about your journey towards the sustainable practices applied to hospitality, and you were mentioning before when you were traveling overseas, so you experience how environment is a priority in many other countries. I would not say all of them, of course, and these definitely can give a reference to see what we could do and apply it to Vietnam to protect the environment in our country.
So 20 years ago, I remember when I traveled to Bali or to Phuket or Thailand, a lot of the big hotel names they've already implemented the bamboo, the toothbrush that made from bamboo. The alternative to the
Plastic.
plastic ones. They've already done that 20 years ago. But 10 years after that, I started hotel businesses in Vietnam, and I tried to do it and learn from those players. And I tried to do that in Vietnam, and it was actually some of the other hotels, some of the guests was very surprised. So I was actually surprised myself. But up until now, uh, I would say that unfortunately, I feel like let me share a story first. So last week I attended the annual conference held by some very big names in the industry. I'm not going to say who they are.
Yeah, but we all know them anyway.
Yes. But a little bit sad that the content of sustainable practices is not the priority. On the positive side, the content about well-being are the main priority of the conference. I think it can lead to the awareness of practice more, sustainable actions. Because when you take care of yourself, you will understand that you will need to take care of the environment that you're living in.
Yeah.
But it's still a long way. So I really hope that the big names in the industry would do more for the sustainable development of tourism in Vietnam.
Yeah. So we know that, of course, other hotels as well are implementing sustainable practices. But what you're saying, what you're sharing with us today, is not the key priority. Key priority is the personal, so the guest's well-being. Things are moving in the right direction. The question is if is fast enough, or we should actually move or change much faster. So, what do you think about?
I can immediately say that we need to do a lot faster.
So, why is not happening?
I really don't know, if I'll be honest with you.
You would like to do it faster. Maybe let's ask
Yeah.
Eco Solution.
What do you think?
What can be done to accelerate this process, this transition?
Yeah, actually, when 3 years ago when I started the Eco Vietnam, I expect a lot. I want to move it faster. I want to introduce the concept into Vietnam and especially household and also like educate the kid at the school. But it's not as our expectation because things here is everything a bit slow, and also the clear rule or guiding from the government is also not be easy to apply for everyone to start. And like we try, for us is we all try to move it fast, but you mean our customer, our audience is not moving with us. It need time to educate. So I realized that after 2 years, when I started with promoting composting solution, I realized that we need to push more on the education, and education take time, and when things already like we educate properly, then things will move faster. Because the next generation will make things move faster, not this. But we have to start from somewhere. We have to start from it now. And then even now we start moving a bit slow, but we try to work for the next generation will be moving faster.
Yeah, it's a good point of view. Earth will survive us on the long run. But thinking about our little corner of world, so Vietnam, we need no, clearly examples like you share of educating the employees, educating our children, educating people to help in this transition. But definitely this takes time. And definitely we need some top leaders to show the way. So you were mentioned these chains of hotels that apply in this internal competition to speed up the process.
Yeah.
Do you see any other trends that or actions that top leaders in the sector, in the industry, are doing to accelerate the process. So many businesses would like even implement some circular economy or sustainable practices, but then they're scared because they think these actions are costly, expensive, and that could damage the business itself, reducing the profit. What do you think about this? Is it really true? Are those concerns real?
Actually, I can share the real case that our customer visit case in Vietnam. In the beginning, when we tried to introduce enzyme to Vietnam, earlier Duc mentioned about that our solution for enzyme. In the beginning, when we tried to convince those customers to start use enzyme to clean up the underground problem, because you know that in hospitality it's a huge kitchen serving 1,000 people, like some say that 1,000 people a day, and the big amount of grease and sludge and build up in underground every day, and it like when I came inside the kitchen, it is like kind of like flooded every night. And then I feel that there is this problem somewhere. But when I try to introduce the enzyme solution, the first reaction from the chief engineer is they will not work, and because the chemical cannot deal with that. How can those eco-friendly product can deal with that? And secondly, that maybe it's very costly. So I convinced them. I said, okay, then if we're not doing that, then we don't know, we cannot adjust it correctly. So we design like 1 month trial for our customer, and we start applying. Like normally monthly, hotels will have to hire the third party company to come to suck everything out from the WeChat, from the septic tank. So our program is right after the third company, like a third party company, to come to suck everything, clear up the underground, like the WeChat. We start implementing enzyme right after that day. And our idea is this day, the next month, if nothing building up inside that WeChat, and our customer don't have to hire the third party company to come over to clean up the stuff, then we prove. So after 1 month, I proved to the chief engineer that, you see, it worked.
It was working.
And the important is like before the bad odor is like created by the grease is really huge, and then affect everyone inside, because in the hotel industry, like especially in town, all things underground is also under the walking way or the working place. So the smell, that the bad odor that all the staff, the employees have to stand with that every day, also very affect the health of.
It's difficult to fix.
Yeah, difficult to fix. So after 1 month of proof with them that the enzyme work, then they start believing in me, and they approve for us to start continuing for next like at least 6 months. And then like in the beginning, still all the teams still like not really believe in that. In the first 2 months, when they start applying all the enzyme in the facility, all the steward teams did not really understand why they have to do what they are doing. But after 2 months, I think 2 or 3 months, they start seeing the result, and they start seeing the timing they reduce. Because before they have to take longer time to clean up the kitchen by the end of the day, but now with the enzyme help, they take less time, less effort to clean up. Secondly, that is less manpower to stand by all the time to deal with the problem happening daily in
So
the
increasing
kitchen.
productivity.
Yes, and also reduce suction service, mean that they not have to have a third party company come every month now. So it really helped them to reduce manpower reduce cost of maintenance, and also those eco-friendly products also help to protect all underground piping, so not damage the pipe like the chemical does, and also like reduce the impact to the environment, because the real story can show everyone that is, it doesn't mean that eco-friendly solution can cost more money. It really, in reality, it help you to start reducing the maintenance cost, the long-term cost.
Some of the resistance is because they're scared of costs, additional costs
Yeah.
to the normal operation,
Oh.
without properly understanding what are the cost saving on the short and the long term.
Yeah.
Because besides reducing the third-party service of clean up the sewage system, I think in the long run, the damage of the pipes
Yeah.
is much harder to fix, much more expensive to fix.
Correct.
It's not properly planned, of course. So maybe a recommendation would be always to do a test and
Yeah.
making the even the economic and the financial calculation to see
Correct.
if it's effectively even from economical perspective
Yeah.
a good investment. Duca, you have any other comments on this?
Sure. So I think in her share, it seems like it's a precautious measure need to be done, and you need to look a bit further to see the result. But also from my case, I had the same concern. Because I give one example, in the plastic bag that we usually use, I give you some fact. I have one hotel of mine, small scale, but every month use more than 30 kilogram of plastic bag.
Of the thin
The things,
1 gram
yeah.
plastic bag and
Can
you
you
have 30
imagine?
kilos a month.
Just that hotel got 42 rooms.
Yeah.
And 1 month that it is used up to 30 kilogram of plastic bag
For all the bins.
for all the beans. And that plastic bag, so definitely if you don't do something about it, right now in Vietnam, it will end up in landfill, and then it will, some of them is degradable, but it still degrade into microplastic. So I make sure that I select the products that derived from how
Cassava.
the cassava
Corn. Yeah.
and the
Organic materials.
organic material that can degradable into biodegradable after 2-3 years, but leave no plastic behind. And it's more expensive, yes, but it's around $150 more expensive. But compared to the operating
$150 per month.
per month, so
Neglectable.
so that's why I say I think I guess that you need to really be brave and to embrace and to get information and to really compare and to see, look at the long run, and the benefits that $150 can make us.
Yeah. Yeah, also because even if the landfill cost is not your direct cost, with times the government could decide to increase the waste taxes because they start having to dig more holes to create more dumpster that will return back to you as a tax.
I would like to ask, add something, because yes, some of the activities will cost you a little bit more in reality, but if you use those practice to show other job practice inside your hospitality or your hotel, and get support from your guests. Your guests will, like example, like I convince the customer to implement the composting machine and show everyone, just in front like Duc has done. I think that it is when people know that it is when you are doing something good for environment. Next time when they come back, they will support you instead of others. So use that as we spend a little bit more on this, but we will have more on from others.
So you will generate more revenue.
Correct. Yeah, because some of the eco-friendly solution will help you, like example, like I already made that enzyme can help you to reduce the reduce the operation cost. But of course, to have more activities like plastic bag or food waste. That is an investment. But investment, if you look at the long term, you will have more revenue from your customer if you show them that the good thing that you are trying to do. So I think that a lot of the restaurant hotels start using sustainability practice to do like in their marketing strategy to have more and more customer.
Create value,
Correct.
create additional value.
Yeah.
Very well. But it's a fact that some actions can be more expensive.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially if applied in a more traditional business model, where the company tends to absorb all the costs directly. But more and more, we are talking about also a different model, circular models, where they are more focused on service rather than the product itself. Do you have any example?
Yes, actually, like 3 years ago when I opened the company, my focusation is selling the machine. But
The traditional business model.
in the very traditional that is okay, I buy from here, I sell somewhere. But then I realized that it is also not help us to sustain, because it's like our customer in hospitality not be able to invest as the capital cost. They only be able to divide it per month and then make it like an operation cost. So we change a little bit of our business model to be servicing, like we have option for the customer to rent out the machine, and then we can serve the customer longer, and also like leasing to own. We also like start working on that package, and we work with the like a different stakeholder to make it happen, because buy and sell is very like simple business model, but how to sustain and how to make it longer to sustain your own business. I think is we have different model. Like now we also change from Eco Vietnam in the beginning to become Eco Solution now. Mean that we are solution provider. We are solution and service provider.
Not just a reseller.
Correct.
And this helps also strengthen the relationship with your customers.
Correct.
And grow full time together.
Correct, because they not look at me as the seller.
Yeah,
they
but
look at me as the consultant and try to consult them. They will share more with me about the problem they have and ask our support to find a solution.
So this is also a way to accelerate
Yes.
the transitions to a more sustainable practices.
Yeah.
Very well. Thank you very much, Huyen, Duc, to join me here today. Do you have a final message maybe to share? Something you would say to close our session today?
I think that I make it short, that take action. Action is just it's not only like expect from others, but take action from yourself first. You can inspire others from yourself, even you work like small company or big hospitality sector. Take action and start from yourself.
Very good.
From my own experience, I think this is one of my let's say realization a few years ago. I used to think that there is only one way to do something, or there is only one solution to a problem, but actually there's so many ways, and it could creative solution can also come out from collaboration.
Yes.
So be brave, be strong, but also be collaborative and take action.
And it's a journey, so we need to start.
We need to start.
The first step will be the most important.
Yeah. Right.
So thank you very much. And thank you also to our audience today. And let's meet again in the next Circular Momentum podcast by CL2B for more insightful sharing.